Hello, and welcome to uh, my world again. It's been like a month since I've made an update, and you might notice that I'm actually using my voice for once. Don't get used to that. uh, yeah. Um, this is I'd say pretty special occasion, version 1.0. So I thought I'd actually use my voice for once instead of text on screen. It also saves me a lot of time in the editing booth. So, I mean, that being said, I guess we can just get into it. So, it's been a while. I have not updated every week like I wanted to, and that's mostly because I just didn't feel like making videos. So, um, and also, there really wasn't too much. If I went week by week, I mean, at the end of the day, if I went week by week, the videos only be like 30 seconds long. So I figured I'd wait until there was more substance to show. So enough rambling. Let's just get into it. So what's different? So I have this enchanting table. I hate this thing. Enchanting in this version makes me want to cry. I discovered that apparently after going through like 12-year-old Reddit threads, that if you let's see what's a random tool I can't choose. I don't really have anything to show, but apparently if you have torches blocking like in between the bookshelves, that'll like for some reason make the enchantment levels weaker for some reason, which is just so weird. But anyway, yeah, there's not too much different with the main house. Have new bedroom area, and I've improved. I'd like to say that I improved storage a bit. Um, it is also hard to try and remember what was there in 1.2. Uh, the enchantment room was originally here, but I just wasn't getting, with how it was laid out, I couldn't get the strongest enchantment level, so I moved it down here. But yeah, that's pretty much the update with the house. So let's go. This is going to be a bit of my like farming district, as you can see. I'm really happy with how this is coming out. And the slime farm, which I made in beta 1.7.3, it's not really much of a farm, more of just an area where slimes can spawn. But yeah, I'll go down here. And I do apologize for poor mic quality and not having a good flow of my words. It's basically the first time I've ever done commentary on this channel. But we're here. Oh God, the void fog. um, void fog kind of ruins the mood. But little lounge down here. With an area, an area for the slimes to spawn. This lounge area only came to be because I made multiple errors on where the slime chunk actually was, which was multiple pickaxes were harmed in the making of this area. Just warning you now, I am not the best at interior decoration. As you can see, this is pretty barren, but I also don't have too much to work with. My poor attempt at a vending machine. Um, let's go back up. I hate how double doors work in this version. Sheesh. So, for this area here, this kind of walkway, I originally planned to have uh, buildings and stuff along the sides here. I'll get to these in a moment, but since I'm here, um, I originally planned to have like buildings and such here, but I just really could not come up with anything good to put here, so I just made a walkway with funny little trees, and I think that works well enough. Adds to atmosphere. And welcome to the beach side. Let's take a look at this. Probably one of my favorite things I've built in this world. This was beta 1.2, so in first thing I built after my last update. I have a little spiral staircase up. And then ran out of room for a spiral staircase, so I had to do a ladder. And up here. Great view of the world. Gosh. Oh, that is a health hazard. Yeah, and then there's the pirate ship, which was beta 1.5. I did skip 1.3 and 1.4 because I feel they didn't really add enough for me to spend a whole weekend, which, looking back, I really do regret. I did not spend as much time in beta as I would have liked, but I'm definitely not going to be doing that anymore. This pirate ship, I really like how this pirate ship turned out. Um, it just, I don't really have much words to say. I was, I was really inspired by, making this. There's one video by the YouTuber Nerd Cubed, I believe is the name. Old video where he makes this giant, like way bigger than this is, giant pirate ship with like spruce and wood planks and stuff that I was semi-inspired and kept on the back of my mind while building this. As long as other, like, old pirate ships, such as the SS Stumpy from Stampy's Lovely World. I planned on doing more, under here, but I just never really got around to it, and I'm not sure if I ever will. Maybe I will one day if I'm bored, but for now, um, it's just kind of empty, but it does give a nice view of the water here, which I find really nice. So I'll get to that chest. So here's an update on the blocks collected. Yeah, these are all the blocks from beta 1.2 to beta 1.8 and a little bit of 1.0 with this enchantment table. Let's see the rest of 1.0 over here. Yeah, uh, and I do have the dragon egg. I have beaten the ender dragon. I'm dedicating this chest to kind of special, bugged, or quote-unquote illegal items that I might find throughout the journey. So far, all that's in here is a stack of ender pearls because I believe in also 1.0 as well, but I'm not willing to take this out and ruin the stack if it did fix to a stack of 16. But in beta 1.8, when ender pearls had no purpose, uh, they could stack up to 64. So I decided to. I thought that was really cool. So I made a chest, got a stack of ender pearls, and just had it in here to look cool and and be like, I have a 64 stack of ender pearls in my world. It's really silly, but I like it and I think it's cool. So now let's come over here. You'll notice there's these trees with like different types of leaves, different types of leaves in them. And I like to call these the alpha trees. Basically, they were generated before birch and spruce were a thing. So like, alpha, uh, as the name suggests. And when spruce and birch were introduced, something with the block IDs basically kind of glitched out and transformed some of the leaves on the previously generated trees into spruce and birch leaves, which is really cool to look at, and it shows the age of the world and what it's been through in a really unique way. So I try to save as many as possible. There's a whole forest of them over there, which I'll might get to. Kill yourself. Over here was my beta 1.8 build. A little general marketplace that I think is really neat. Yeah, it's just a little market which serves as a front for where I have my skeleton farm. Uh, there is a skeleton spawner here, and so I struggled for a while to figure out what I wanted the skeleton farm to be. I didn't want to make like I played around with like stands in Papyrus's house from Undertale, but I don't know, just building something so relatively modern in this old version of Minecraft feels weird. So I kind of scrapped that. Um, there were multiple things. I thought of maybe a giant skyscraper, but I don't know. Eventually, I landed on a general store with a basement that leads uh, into a room where they get the arrows and bones, where they basically get their merchandise from, which I thought was kind of funny. We are almost done with the tour, and let me just while we're here, I hate 1.0 for ruining my grass. I did not. This was not ugly black swamp grass originally when I put this here. Version 1.0 ruined it, and I will hate it forever for doing that. Welcome to what's going to be kind of like a main street, transforming that idea I had at the beach side with buildings and stuff on the side, little shops. Uh, Putting it here at a much larger scale with much more to work with. And it's obviously a little bare bones as of now. There's a little alpha tree right there. Um, but I just got done working on it, as you can see at my workstation here. And I'm really happy with how this has turned out so far. And there's a lot of potential, I feel, for how this is going to turn out. I put a little rose sanctuary here. I always wanted to have one thing I always wanted was a little sanctuary for like roses while they're still in the game uh, to have. And I figured originally this was just a straight line, uh, which was kind of boring. So one night while in bed, I thought, why not put a rose sanctuary in the middle, kind of give it some variety, which absolutely transformed how I felt about this main street, uh, and I'm really happy with how it's with how it's coming. And then we have the final build, the town hall, which I think looks great. Uh, it's not the most complex build ever, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I built it in like 2 days of work, and I just really love how it turned out. It was it was really fun to work on. It's a town hall that was kind of it's built inside into the mountain, so this the interior goes farther back into the mountain itself, which I think is really neat. With a big sign. My last world tour, I can't remember if I mentioned my last world tour from Alpha, that I wanted to put a sign over there near my base leading to the beach side of the lighthouse and pirate ship, which I didn't end up making because I thought it just would have ended up looking weird, and also at the time I did not feel like gathering the black dye for the backdrop, so I put it on the back burner. And I with the new town hall and new kind of like main street portion of the world, I thought this would have been a good time to finally build that darn sign. So I built that darn sign, and I think it looks nice. A little, it's bare bones, but this is Minecraft 1.0. I think that just adds to the nostalgia and atmosphere of this era of the game. But let's show the inside of the town hall. And again, warn you now, I'm not the greatest interior decorator. So, but I think I did alright. Have a little reception area. Little kind of like lounge areas here to the side. And back here, actually, there's... I eventually plan on putting all the blocks into a museum. This is where this is going to be. I'm going to tear down these boards, make staircase down, and have a huge museum. I'll probably do that when I make it to 1.21, or as they just announced, like today, as of recording, the Tricky Trials update. When I eventually make that version, is probably what I'm going to do. Probably, maybe. I'm not sure when I'll do the block museum, but anyway. The little reception area looks pretty nice, I'd say. And then come up here, have the mayor's, so to speak, office. Again, kind of barren, but I'm not the best interior decorator, so if I had carpets, I would have easily put a carpet here, but I could have used wool, but I didn't want the wool to leak into the ceiling here, so I just kind of left it as is. Yeah. A little chair similar to the... Did I show the captain's quarters on the pirate ship? Whoops. Oh well. I might throw that in there between editing. Oh well. But yeah, a little mayor's office here with a nice balcony. I love my balconies and my views. You might notice I like to do that a lot with my builds. That is one of my favorite things to build. Yeah, that's pretty much the world as of now. I'll show you some natural generation that I think is really cool. So hold on. So I'll show you what the Nether looks like. Ghasts have uh calmed down in terms of spawn rates, so I figured I'd finally show you what the Nether looks like. It's not a looker. I plan on transforming this into a proper Never hub in the future, but as of now, it's a little bit of a mess. Oh, I completely forgot to mention. These are my dogs, King and Lady. Uh, if you know what the if you know what their names are a reference to, I'll give you a whole 1 dime. Who am I kidding? There's not going to be many people who watch this. Their names are a reference to Hollow Knight because Pale Wolf, haha. Anyway, I do actually plan on making them a white palace inspired by, once again, Hollow Knight. Eventually, I plan on that maybe being 1.5 when Quartz is introduced. I think that'll be a good block to make the White Palace from Hollow Knight with. There was no way I was going to legitimately use like iron or wool to build all of that. So I decided to put the project on hold for maybe 1.5 or sometime in the future when I have a better building block. And we're coming up on to probably one of my favorite parts of the world, which is this really cool looking like valley that I generated all the way back at the start of the world in Alpha 1.0. I just always thought this area of the world just looked so awesome. Uh, you don't really get generation quite like Alpha generation, but look at this, dude. This is so great. All these alpha trees everywhere. This is fantastic. Wow. Uh, Like I said, this has got to be probably one of my favorite parts of the world, just because of how unique it is. So, that was the update for uh Minecraft Evo-Craft, I guess, my little world. Uh yeah, that's that's about it. Uh I don't know when I'll update the I don't know when I'll make another update video. Sometime in the future. I don't know how long it'll be before I make another update video, but but yeah, that's about it. I've really enjoyed coming back to these older versions of the game. It's been super refreshing, and I can't recommend enough to do this yourself. You don't have to do you don't even have to do the collect every block in the version. Just pick an old version of the game. I recommend maybe beta 1.7.3, which is a really popular one, or uh, alpha 1.0, which with the neon green grass that I miss so much, or maybe even in dev if you like, which I didn't play, but I'm sure it has its fans. Just go play old Minecraft for a bit. You don't have to play on it continuously or be like, yes, this is the Minecraft I'm gonna play forever now. Just go pay it a visit. It's really refreshing, and I've deeply fallen in love with this world a lot, and I hope I never get too burnt out on it. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in the next video, probably without a voice. Goodbye.